Speaker Johnson is reportedly renegotiating his spending deal with conservatives and maybe pulling out of this disastrous $1.7 trillion spending extravaganza that he planned behind closed doors with Chuck Schumer. That I'm not even remotely clear on why he entered in the first place. It was not a win, had no meaningful border security, did not cut spending, nothing. But pulling out of this probably means there's going to be another continuing resolution. There always is. Again, so far, 0 wins for conservatives in this new House. Is there some sort of secret oath that Republicans take after the cameras go away to actually not do any of the things that they just promised to do? I mean, seriously, there's like maybe 6 people I trust to do the right thing in D.C. anymore. And I had really high hopes for Johnson. But now, replace him. Then replace the next guy, and the next guy, and the next guy, until we get a speaker who won't give Democrats another dime until we stop letting 300,000 people a month illegally enter our country. Why is this even a discussion at this point? A number of Republicans agree with me on this. There's already this effort to oust Johnson because this is exactly what he said he wouldn't do. Your job, Congress, the reason we the people sent you guys and gals to D.C., gave you $180,000 a year plus staffing, is to advocate on our behalf. You're not doing that. And I'm so tired of this argument. Well, Carl, it's a lot more complicated than that. There's a lot of fact. No, there isn't. You're making it more complicated because that's what politicians do all the time. It's pretty binary. You promised me this.
Our first condition on any national security supplemental spending package is about our own national security first. The border is an absolute catastrophe, and this is because of the policies of this White House and this administration.
There will be no legislation without strong border security.
None of us want to shut down the government, but we all recognize the fact that every single penny that we are giving to Homeland Security at this point that is not being used to secure our border, that is not being used to increase our national security, but is doing the exact opposite. It is weakening it.
This group has got together and said, we're not going to spend additional funding for the federal government until we can see our border secure.
Then they do the opposite and come running back to the cameras and try to sell us some crap deal. It's like, oh, we got as much as we could, but remember, we're only 1/3 of the government. BS. Congress single-handedly holds the ability to not spend any of our money. And quite frankly, I'd rather have that than the status quo and an $11 cut for the National Art Museum or whatever dumb thing they champion as some victory. Oh, but we're set to grow budget by 3%, Carl, and we only grew it by 1%. That is not a cut. Increasing the budget by less is not a cut. I don't know where these people learn their math at. Oh, Carl, we would have chaos. We would be blamed for the shutdown. Then we would lose the House. I don't care. At this rate, you're going to lose the House anyway. 1, because people keep retiring. And 2, because people like me who went to war for your campaigns, we knocked on doors, we made phone calls, we donated our greatly diminished salaries under Bidenomics. We are not going to do that next time around because you're not doing what you told us you would do. What is so hard for them to understand about this? I mean, we are not interested in you explaining away to us. We are interested in you sticking to your campaign promises, the ones we just listened to you 30 seconds ago, or shut down the government until you can. And this is the greatest divide. Outside D.C., most people don't care if the government shuts down. I certainly don't. In fact, a government shutdown is a de facto balanced budget. Our debts will still get paid. That's mandated by the Constitution. Yes, unfortunately, many federal workers, including military members, won't get paid. And that sucks. Trust me, I have been there. When I was a soldier, the government shut down too. But any sector that has a huge swath labeled non-essential should probably not get paid anyway. I don't even know what they're doing in the first place. I'm just saying, this is the real cost of our fiscal irresponsibility. It's coming home to roost right now. And I'm tired of these options that are either continue spending at current levels with no changes, which is what the Democrats want to do, or defund a post office in like Boise, Idaho. Neither of those work for me, and I'm not alone on this. If the only other option is to shut it down, fine. Leave it shut down until the conservative agenda is implemented. Leave it shut down till November for all I care. That's what Democrats would do if they didn't get their way.
We are not going to negotiate over the debt limit. That is something that Congress should act on. That is their constitutional duty. We have always been very clear, Zeke. We have been very, very clear. We are not going to negotiate, and we've been very clear. We're just not going to negotiate on that.
But Here's what the Freedom Caucus and the actual conservatives need to understand in this fight. I mean, it's baffling to me that they haven't grasped this by now. Democrats will support literally anything they know that will annoy the most conservative base, okay? This bill, perfect example of that trap. And Mike Johnson, God bless his soul, but he fell for this. And until his own party threatened him, he wouldn't pull out of it. Bills like this don't give Democrats everything they want, but it does drive people like me crazy. Clearly, I'm really angry tonight. But they're watching these shows. They're saying, okay, guys like Carl and Tucker and Hannity are all against this bill. We need only a handful of waffle Republicans, which are easy to find nowadays, and they'll help us pass it. And like lemmings, they will peel off a few Republicans in this slim majority. They'll all get in line and vote lockstep while most Republicans vote against it. The democratically held Senate just rubber stamps it, sends it to Biden's desk, and he does the same thing. Then people like me sit there. We are literally screaming at the TV, wondering, what the hell was the point of taking the House back in the first place? So we could kick Nancy Pelosi out of her office? I mean, gee, thanks, Mike. Honestly, Trump, I don't think he learned this until after the midterms because he was new into politics, but man, he is aware of it now. We are at a fork in the road. We either head down the same road, crash the economy, get booted as a global currency, and waste away to become a country like Canada, or change course with massive spending cuts, drastic fiscal policy changes, and taking a machete to government. There's no middle ground here anymore. Anything but the second road, it's a loss for you and I.